A person can park a luxury SUV, wear designer clothes, post expensive dinners every weekend, and still be closer to financial collapse than someone driving a fully paid-off vintage car. Not because an SUV proves the person is broke. Expensive cars, big houses or watches don't reveal wealth. What reveals fragility is what happens when the salary hits the account and disappears before the month even begins. This video isn't meant to judge anyone by what they own. It's meant to expose the patterns that transform a seemingly expensive life into a private emergency. And the most dangerous sign isn't a luxury purchase. It's realizing you couldn't go 30 days without pay. Before continuing, subscribe to The Sleeping Investor to learn how to build security without pretending you've already won. And comment on where you're watching from: city, state, or country. The first sign is when the next paycheck arrives already committed. The person receives it, feels relief for a few minutes, but soon rent, car payments, insurance, credit cards, cell phone bills, subscriptions, and deferred bills arrive. In a few days, the entire salary already belongs to other people. There is no margin. There is only the wait for the next deposit. You can earn well and still not have real money because almost all of your income was promised before it arrived. High income doesn't mean freedom when every dollar already has an owner. The second sign appears when every salary increase creates a new expense. The promotion arrives, and instead of creating breathing room, the person changes cars, moves to a more expensive rental, increases their credit card limit, or buys a new cell phone. On the outside, it seems like progress. On the inside, life has become heavier. When your standard of living grows faster than your safety net, you're not getting rich. You're becoming harder to save. Now you need a higher income just to maintain an image that didn't even exist before. The third sign is spending money to avoid looking behind. It's buying clothes because everyone at work seems well dressed. It's accepting a trip that doesn't fit the budget because you don't want to be the only one left out. It's going to an expensive restaurant or upgrading your cell phone so you don't feel like you've fallen behind. You deserve to enjoy life. But there's a difference between enjoying something that fits your budget and buying approval with money you don't yet have. Social comparison makes a person with $200 in their account try to live like someone who earns 10 times more, and nobody sees the emotional cost when the bill arrives. The fourth sign is when the credit card ceases to be a tool and becomes an extension of your salary. You use it today because you will pay when you get paid. You get paid, but you can't pay it all off. You pay the minimum, push a portion to the next month, and promise that next month will be different. But the next month arrives with a new urgency and the same higher bill. It's not a lack of character. Many people get into this cycle because a difficult phase became routine. But when the credit card becomes the plan for groceries, gas, or emergencies, each purchase takes away a part of your freedom. The fifth sign is avoiding looking at the numbers. The person only opens the bank app when they need to pay something. They don't add up their debts. They don't open the full bill. They don't want to know how much is left to pay off the car or how much is going away each month. They feel that as long as they don't look, the problem is under control. But financial anxiety thrives in the dark. The number you avoid doesn't disappear. It just gains ground. A problem with a number can have a plan. A hidden problem only has fear. The sixth sign is not knowing how much your life costs per month, not knowing the real cost of rent, transportation, food, insurance, internet, installments, medicine, and those small expenses that seem harmless. Without this number, it's impossible to know if you're living within your means or just surviving from one unexpected expense to another. Imagine someone who earns $4,000 a month and spends $3,150. This person may have beautiful photos, new clothes, and an eye-catching car, but financially they're living on thin ice. Any reduction in hours, unexpected repairs, or medical bill could ruin everything. The problem isn't spending. It's not leaving room between income and expenses. The seventh sign is when your emergency fund has another name: credit card, loan, or favor. Your car needs $1,000 in repairs. The dentist charges $2,000. You miss some work shifts. For those with a financial cushion, this is an expensive problem. For those without, it becomes a crisis that invades your sleep. And this is where the appearance of wealth is most deceiving. From the outside, nobody sees the bank balance, the call asking for a loan, or the emergency bill paid in 12 installments. They only see the car, the clothes, and the photos. If this video is making you see something you've been avoiding, leave a like and comment. I want to create my margin. It doesn't matter if today you can save $50, $100, or $200. The important thing is to stop letting every unforeseen event decide your future. The 8th sign is not being able to say no, not because the person loves to spend money, but because saying no seems to reveal a weakness. They accept the dinner, the group trip, the expensive gift, and the upgrade because they are afraid of appearing poor. But each yes bought to impress others becomes another burden on their shoulders. Financially strong people don't say no to everything. They say no to what threatens their peace. You don't need to keep up with every purchase, every trip, and every trend to prove you're doing well. You don't need to pay to belong. The 9th sign is when any unforeseen event turns into emotional panic. An unexpected bill shouldn't ruin your week, your relationship, or your self-esteem. People with financial reserves also worry. The difference is that they've built a distance between a problem and a disaster. A $1,000 bill still hurts, but it doesn't force you to choose between rent, food, and interest. That distance is what well-organized money buys, time to think before despair sets in. And the 10th sign is the most profound. The person has no time, only obligations. They can't afford to lose a salary, get sick, reduce their hours, or leave a toxic job. They can't go a month without receiving a paycheck because their entire life depends on the next transfer arriving on exactly the right day. You don't know someone is financially trapped when they buy something expensive. You find out when they can't afford a month of silence, when a break seems impossible, when they need to keep running even when tired, sick, or unhappy. If you recognized yourself in some of these signs, it doesn't mean you've failed. It means it's time to stop funding appearances and start building a foundation. You don't need to solve everything today. You need to create direction. First, for 90 days, stop increasing your fixed expenses. Don't create a new installment just because you got more credit. Second, build your first $1,000 barrier, even if you're saving $50 or $100 a month. For those living on the edge, $1,000 is the difference between a problem and new debt. Third, stop using expensive debt as an emergency plan. You may not be able to eliminate it all at once, but you can stop digging into it. Fourth, after creating a small margin, automate a manageable amount. $50, $100, $200. The number doesn't need to impress anyone. It just needs to appear every month. $100 a month won't make you rich next year, but it can prevent your next emergency from turning into another debt story. It could be your first savings, your first investment, and the first time you feel like money is working for you instead of you just working to put out fires. Go back to that SUV from the beginning. The person inside might be rich or completely trapped. No one knows from the outside. But there are questions that reveal the reality. How much of your income is already committed before the month even begins? Could you survive a $1,000 emergency without using debt? Could you go 30 days without pay? Does your money buy freedom or just maintain appearances? Looking rich might impress someone for a few seconds. Financial stability can protect your life for decades. The goal isn't to look poor. The goal is to become unbreakable. Comment below what your goal is now. My first $1,000, pay off my credit card, stop living paycheck to paycheck, or invest my first $100. Leave a like if this video gave you some direction. And watch the video that's playing on the screen now, because it will show you the next step to transform that margin into real security.